Hi, welcome to Back Porch Videos. I'm your host. My name is Dennis. I'm also the Proximian. Thanks for joining me. This is the first of what I hope to be several videos from me out on my back porch at night, enjoying the evening, sharing my thoughts about life, God, marriage, hobbies, politics, whatever. So, anyway, I hope maybe you'll like and share. I guess I'm supposed to say that. But here we go. Back Porch Videos. Tonight I'm going to share the 139th Psalm with you. It's a Psalm of David. Towards the end of this Psalm, David talks about his enemies, and he talks about hatred of his enemies. And we know that Jesus taught us to love our enemies. But understand that David was a warrior. Before he was King David, he was an assistant to Saul, who became jealous of David after he killed Goliath. And anyway, David ended up having to run away from Saul because Saul, over his jealousy, wanted to kill David. He was not only fleeing from Saul, he was also enemies with the Philistines. And of course, both of these, the Philistines and Saul, were opposed to God and his purposes. And so when David talks about his enemies, he's talking about really enemies who are enemies of the Lord. And he's talking about how he shares the Lord's hatred with these enemies. So we know that we're to love our enemies. Christ gave us a new standard to live by, and it is so very hard to live up to. But in any event, keep that in mind, just a little foreword as I share the 139th Psalm, a Psalm of David. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thought from afar off. You comprehend my path and my lying down, and you're acquainted with all of my ways. For there's not a word on my tongue, but behold, Lord, you know it altogether. You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you're there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you're there. If I take the wings of the morning and make my dwelling in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand will lead me, your right hand will hold me. If I say, surely the darkness will cover me, indeed the night would be light about me. The darkness cannot hide from you, but the night shines as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to you, O Lord. for you formed my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret, and skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance being yet unformed, and in your book they all were written, the days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them. How precious also are your thoughts towards me, O God. If I should count them, they would be more in number than the sand. When I awake, I'm still with you. Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God. Depart from me, therefore, you bloodthirsty men, for they speak against you wickedly. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate them, O Lord, who hate you? Do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Thanks for letting me share. Hope this was a blessing to you.